All right, mic check. Okay, got it. Got the audio. All right. Okay, should be good now.
Mic check. Okay.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, it works. Okay. Um, I was gonna say, welcome to another episode, but I don't even know what the show is anymore. We'll take a sneak peek at charts, but I wanted to go live for about 30 minutes, just to bitch and complain about Israel. Okay. And this is the reason why I'm not going to Dubai. And I had a flight to Dubai, well, about 3 hours from now. I was supposed to be at the airport going to Dubai. But instead, I had to cancel on that trip. I mean, half my hotel rooms there are non-refundable. And even though I emailed them and I'm like, well, maybe if the war wasn't going on over there. And yeah, no, I had to cancel on like 5 conferences that I'm speaking at. Well, everybody in crypto can be there. I'm not going to be there. I mean, all the shitcoiners can be there. That's fine. Um, and yeah, so basically, oh wait, yeah, what was my flight number? Here. So this is the flight, UA, because I'm flying United. Let me go screen share. Hold on. Talk about price later. So here, UA 164. UA 164. This was supposed to be my flight. And so my flight is actually tonight, right? So this is last night's flight. And this is the same exact flight number. So last night's flight was canceled. I was still in Texas. And tonight's flight's back. And I was debating, I mean, do I want to fly to Dubai? And so I just spent the last, I don't know, 4 hours catching up on what the hell happened between Iran and Israel. This was obviously Iran's retaliation for Israel blowing up their consulate in Syria. And here's what did it for me. I decided to look up the flight path of my airplane. So UA 164 flight path, which is something people should pay attention to. So if I was to fly to Dubai tonight, this would be my flight path. In case some of you aren't familiar with geography, this is Syria. This is Iraq. This is Iran. So if I am to fly to Dubai tonight, I would literally be flying through a zone. So if Israel decides to send missiles into Iran and Iran decides to fire missiles back at Israel, they would literally be crisscrossing over my flight path into Dubai. Now, I know there's like tens of thousands of people flying to Dubai, like right now, or already flew there. And I would love for them to rationalize how the hell they want to fly in an airspace where missiles were literally flying last night in a crisscross. So yeah, good luck for everyone that's on this flight. Good luck. I wish you the best. I will not be on this flight, right? Especially when a few hours ago, I mean, the airspace will be shut, right? After the missiles fly over it. Like, so, I mean, I have some screenshots from this article. I mean, it's easy to get around the paywall. Um, let me. See if this works. Oh shit. Doesn't come up. Interesting. Anyway, uh yeah. Oh, it's the New York Times, nothing you never mind. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. So for those of you that are savvy, and I hope my YouTube channel doesn't get banned, but I literally just showed you how to get around the paywall. Oh man, there's so many tricks. So, I mean, look, the New York Times is a reliable source when they're not doing propaganda, right? So, in this case, I think Israel is going to respond. I think Israel is going to fire back at Iran. And then I think Iran is going to fire back at Israel. I have, I'm not very optimistic here. I'm just not. I mean, again, half my day is spent reading and following geopolitics. And there's multiple problems, right? It's not just a flight problem, right? My other problem uh, like I stated in other shows, Israel is creating genocide and attacking consulates on foreign soil in the name of Jews. So they are basically making life very dangerous for Jews around the world. Uh, Even those that don't support what they're doing. And of all the regions where I would want to be careful is the Middle East. And I really like the Middle East. But it sucks. But I'm going to pass on the Dubai trip. You guys can go have fun, party, all you like. I will be passing on the Dubai trip. And I may just go back to Latin America. No, Israel is crazy enough to use a tactical nuke. And I don't want to be in the air. I don't want to be in that zone when they do it. I don't. You're welcome to, go ahead. Uh, Go fly back and forth, across the region right now. It's your call, right? My other issue is this, right? Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. How many of you know about the Malaysia Airlines Flight 17? Let's see. Uh, let's see if anyone's familiar. Yeah. Also, like no one is paying me to go there, right? Like Token 2049, Blockchain Life, these conferences have thousands of people. They wouldn't even pay for my hotel room. Like I'm going there at my own expense. I got to pay my own flights, my own hotel rooms, my own everything, right? So I don't have a scam to sell people. So it wasn't it was a decision that had to be made. Oh, no. This isn't the missing plane. This plane was found. This is the plane that was shut down. There was another plane that disappeared, but this is the plane that got shut down. It got shut down over Ukraine near the border with Russia. And if you look at Wikipedia, you see it was a scheduled passenger flight from Amsterdam to Kuala Lumpur. It was shot down by Russian-controlled forces. That is a lie. This is a CIA lie because Wikipedia is a CIA website. There was an investigation, and it was pretty conclusive that Ukrainians shut down this flight, not Russians. But they never changed the narratives. The moment this flight got shut down, it was immediately assumed, and Russia was accused for shutting it down, for shooting it down, and then multiple investigations proved that it was the Ukrainian forces that shut it down, and you still see Wikipedia spreading propaganda that the Russians shut down this flight. And I don't know if this was a false flag or an accident, but the last thing I want to be involved in is a false flag to get the U.S. Into a war with Iran by somehow an American commercial airliner. Like if I was on Emirates, maybe I'd feel a little bit safer. But I don't feel safe on an American airline flying out of the US, going through literally over Iran. Yeah, go do your own research. Go research Flight 17. Just go research it. Malaysia Airlines Flight 17. Just do real research, not Wikipedia, not the CIA mouthpiece, not the propaganda piece. Guys, I don't underestimate. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Israel can attack anyone, and I don't trust Israel. They can false flag anywhere, right? I mean, they can false flag Dubai and say Iran did it. So I'm gonna stay away from that region for now until they figure their shit out. I will go back to Latin America. It's fine. I've really enjoyed my time in Honduras, but I do have to go back to Panama. Yeah, so anyway, as you guys know, Iran fired on Israel. No one in Israel got hurt. Well, not many. Maybe a few got hurt. No one got killed as far as I know. And Israel was able to stop the attack, but it wasn't a serious attack. I think Iran has significantly better weapons, and if Israel retaliates, the next set of missiles from Iran to Israel will actually hit. Yeah, so a lot of my friends are like messaging me, really upset I didn't make it to Dubai. I do have a lot of friends in Dubai. Yeah, I'm chatting with a friend now who was literally flying through that region right before this shit happened. Friends with some pilots, and he said they lied to the pilots. They lied to the pilots about the risks. Guys, you have to understand, people that run these airlines, they don't give a shit. I mean, you saw the United CEO, and I fly United. United CEO prioritizes diversity over uh, skill for pilots. I mean, you can just look it up. Right. So United CEO Scott Kirby, who loves to be a cross-dresser, went viral after his remarks that he said the company was committed to ensuring 50% of their graduating pilot classes would be women and people of color. So it's not about your ability to fly the plane. It's about making sure that half of your pilots are women and people of color. That is the priority. Not the safety of the passengers. The priority is making sure that 50% of the pilots are women and people of color. That's the priority. This is the priority of airlines. The priority is not your safety. Hence the two Malaysian airlines. Well, you're saying why would anyone fly United? But American Airlines and Delta, they're not different, right? It's just that the United CEO came out publicly. Like this is an FAA thing, right? Like FAA, that's the regulator. FAA wants more diversity, diversity hires. Diversity hires, right? It's not necessarily the CEO's fault, right? It's FAA, the airlines regulator, is forcing these companies to prioritize diversity over the ability to fly safely, right? Like it's not even, in some cases, it's not even the airline's fault. Right. Like you can go to the FAA website, Federal Aviation Administration, uh, right there. Right. They changed their mission statement to prioritize diversity. That's their number one priority, is the diversity of airline employees. That's their number one priority of the regulator of the skies. We are living in idiocracy. Nothing's really changed in Russia, Ukraine. Russia is just gonna go all the way to the Dnieper River. I don't see them stopping. I really don't. All right, looking at your live chat. No, I fly United all the time. United is usually the company I fly with the most. Look, I ignored all the warning signs of COVID creating a lockdown. I almost got stuck in South Africa for 9 months. Okay. I don't want to get stuck in Dubai for 9 months. Okay. So I'm not rich enough to buy a private plane and fly out of Dubai. Okay. So, and I don't want to be in the same situation I was in South Africa. I'm like, oh, people aren't this stupid. They're not going to shut the airlines. They're not going to lock down the world. So I flew out to South Africa in March 2020. And I almost got stuck there for the rest of the year. Like, I mean, I would have made my way to Tanzania eventually, even if I had to freaking hike all the way to Tanzania. I would have made it because I eventually ended up in Tanzania. It was the only country with freedom in the world at the time, at the end of 2020. So I would have made my way to Tanzania, but yeah, I would have had nowhere to stay in South Africa, right? And I'm not really in the mood paying $300 a night for a hotel room in Dubai for an indefinite stay because the skies are shut down. So I'm passing on a Dubai trip, and you're welcome to take my spot. Please, there is a seat on the United flight at 9 p.m. today. Go for it. Have fun. And I expect the Middle East to be a bigger powder cake. Like I said, I'm learning my lessons from COVID and the stupidity that people had with the way it went, and the geniuses that brought you the COVID lockdowns and the forced vaccinations. You multiply their stupidity by a couple of fold, and these are the people that are driving the tank bus in both Israel and Ukraine. Yeah, they're still blaming Russia for shutting this plane down. Like it was even like amateurs on Reddit were able to analyze the bullet holes and the crash of the parts of the plane, and even like amateurs on Reddit were able to figure out who shot it down and from where. And it was Ukrainians that did it, not the Russians. And Wikipedia is still lying to you about what happened to Flight 17. I mean, you're not going to find your answers on Google. You can try. Who really shut down MH17? I mean, Google probably will not show these articles to you. NPR. Of course, they found that Putin approved the missiles. Al Jazeera might cover it truthfully. Yeah, Kiev accused Moscow that pro-Russia. I mean, maybe these guys wrote a real article. They went to court. There were investigations. Yeah, it was a Russian missile, but who fired the Russian missile? Because most of Ukrainian weapons at the time were from Russia, not from Ukraine. And most of the people in that region, they are Russian. But who were they shooting on behalf? Were they fighting for Ukraine or were they fighting for Russia? Right? There are many Russians in Ukraine that hate Russia, right? So just because they were Russian and just because they used Russian weapons does not mean they were firing on behalf of Russia towards Ukraine. They were firing on behalf of Ukraine towards Donbass. See, this is where the plane went down. This is Donbass, right? Now, at the time this happened, let me get the date. What was the date? This was 2014, right? This is after the overthrow of the president, and this is when this region wanted autonomy. And this region did not have a lot of weapons, right? For the last 8 years, the Ukrainian armed military and like Ukrainian initiative was to kill as many Ukrainians in this region as possible, basically, because these people were pro-Russia. But these people were completely outmatched by the weapons of the government. You know, this plane, they want you to believe that, like, again, everyone in this region is pretty much Russian, right? And obviously it was shut down with Russian weapons because in 2014, the majority of the weapons Ukraine had were native Russian weapons, like Soviet stockpiles, right? The question is, who shot it? Was it Ukrainians firing at people in Donbass or people at Donbass who wanted independence? Right? There were many investigations. But they analyzed it really, really well. Again, I remember this happening in real time, and there were pieces of this plane on the ground with bullet holes and everything from the missile. And literally, people on Reddit were able to, well, professionals on Reddit, not like regular people, they were able to explain exactly how it went down. All right, I only have like 10 minutes, guys, unfortunately. Oh, interesting. So in the Bitcoin Dubai Telegram group, they just posted Hebrew Channel 14 reported that the Israeli cabinet has decided to attack Iran in response to Iran's retaliatory strike. Guys, this shit is gonna, like, I hope it doesn't get ugly, but my expectations are very low that this is gonna end peacefully. Anyway, let's look at some charts. I'll glance at the charts. So Bitcoin completely crashed on the, on the war between Iran and Israel, basically. Iran fired those missiles at Israel. Now, we were still sitting, within the triangle, and then it all fell apart the moment that happened. We fell to just below 60,000 or 61,000. I thought it went a little bit lower on some exchanges. This is the index. And right now we're back to about 64,000. I don't really know what to expect. I'm going to wait till Monday afternoon before making any decisions. Right now, the daily chart is looking like it's going to struggle breaking what has now become resistance of the 50-period moving average and the underside of the trend line. So a lot of people think there won't be a war. They thought the same thing about World War I, which was known as the Great War. No one thought it would happen. No one thought it would last. And the next thing you know, it was a global war. Okay, that was World War I, which led directly into World War II. It's actually debatable whether World War II was just an extension of World War I, or was it really a different war? They took place about, 30 years apart? 2014 to 2039. Sorry, 1914 to 1939. I think Germany invaded Poland in 39. Shit was already going bad in 36. But whether World War II was an extension of World War I, it's debatable. Okay. Weekly chart. Well, weekly chart is showing you the MRI doing its thing. Look, I was bullish right here, obviously. Maybe a little prematurely. My rule, never go long on the candle following an MRI top. That rule certainly played its course as the week ended. We were flirting with 70,000 just the other day before the news broke. Now, I will say that I don't want to see World War III, but if there is World War III, I expect it to be positive for Bitcoin. I expect the price of Bitcoin to go up if World War III officially begins with Israel, Iraq, basically. Iran, not Iraq. I gotta plug in my cell phone here. Why are we dumping? Well, because there's fear. What happens is when the situation with Iraq, I said Iraq, with Iran and Israel breaks out, people are fearful and they don't know what to do. So what most people do is they panic sell anything and everything and go into cash. Now, in the future, people will hold on to their Bitcoin. And I think when the dust settles, figuratively and literally, people will realize that Bitcoin is your safest asset. Iran has very good weapons, and if it looks like Iran is going to lose, Russia will step up and protect Iran. Like US backs Israel, and Russia backs Iran, and China backs Russia. So this is a higher probability start to World War III than Russia-Ukraine is. Because this can bring in America against Russia with boots on the ground. Will Trump make the situation better? I don't know. Trump is very pro-Israel. Now, I hope Trump is secretly not very pro-Israel, and he's just trying to get elected on a pro-Israel platform, and then Trump shows up and he cuts off the guns to Israel, and suddenly no one is killing each other anymore. All right, I'm not going to talk about the short-term chart today. The markets are closed. It's Sunday. We'll take a look at the stuff next week. So I don't know where I'm going to be traveling to now, but I got to figure it out. Well, if Iran and Israel escalate, China is not going to do anything unless Russia's in danger, right? So Russia will come to the defense of Iran. And then if it looks like Russia is losing, then China might come to the defense of Russia. The mempool got very, very congested the other day. It's a little bit better now. It was 40 sats per byte the other day, the last block. Even lower, 25 sats. It's 70 sats because you can see that it took 45 minutes between blocks. That's not normal. Like here, when it took 5 minutes between blocks and then 9 minutes between blocks, you see that the fee was in the 20 sat per byte range, and that's more normal. I like seeing the fee under 20 sats per byte. It makes prices very reasonable. Yeah, I'm going to stick to Latin America. Guys, I've moved to Latin America for a reason. I'm not comfortable in the US, especially in major cities like New York, LA, Washington. I mean, I don't know if these cities will be turned into dust based on how the current government is trying to poke Russia and Iran and Korea and China. I want to be south of the American border. I mean, Mexico is probably a little too close to the mushroom cloud, but further south, you know, further south is better. I think Argentina is going to pick a fight with Brazil. Probably why America wanted Milei to get elected. I mean, Just 3D thinks I know nothing about geopolitics. At which point have I been wrong? The Russia-Ukraine situation, the Israel escalating situation, I expected this. I expected Israel to pick a fight with Hezbollah and Iran and potentially other countries. All right, the last thing I kind of wanted to go through, but I don't have the time. Did you guys watch my presentation at oh yeah, Military Summary just put out a video. Why not Thailand? Uh I think America helped put in the current government in Thailand. The current government in Thailand is a product of George Soros and what's his foundation? Uh, what's George Soros's foundation? Uh, Something democracy. They all hide behind the word democracy. And the current Thai government is being very aggressive to China. And so America is trying to get the Philippines and Thailand to start a war with China. Thailand may not be the safest place. Um, they're doing it in Myanmar right now. So it's an issue. That region of the world, I mean, the US is too busy in the Middle East and in Ukraine. If they weren't busy in the Middle East and Ukraine, this shit would be happening in the Philippines, Thailand, and Taiwan. Open society, thank you. And endowment for democracy, that's what I'm thinking about. Endowment for democracy. So endowment for democracy, they put in the current leader of Taiwan, they put in the current leader of Thailand, and they put in the current leader of the Philippines. And all of these countries, well, Taiwan debated, not really a country, but they're all being very aggressive and poking China, potentially turning their countries into a future Ukraine. I mean, Thailand is still okay for another, 4 or 5 years, but it can get very, very ugly. Agent 87, you can support whoever you like. You are absolutely welcome to support Israel. You can support Israel and all their genocides, right? You are welcome to do it. Like, I'm not stopping your support of it, right? I am not a supporter of what Israel is doing. You are welcome to have your opinion. You are welcome to support Israel murdering 7 Westerners, Canadians, American citizens when they were trying to deliver food. You are perfectly entitled to support them. In their 3 targeted drone strikes on a food convoy, you are more than welcome to provide them with all the support you can. Send them money so they can buy more drones. You guys do realize that not supporting Israel's genocide does not equal Sharia law. You realize that there is like the biggest truck ever existed can fit through that window, right? So just because I do not support a genocide in Gaza does not mean I want Sharia law. There is a little leeway in between there. Yeah, so if you're curious on some information on Israel versus Iran military summary, he usually only covers Russia, Ukraine, but he did do a video cover it a little bit. The Duran, haven't really talked about it yet. Neither has Napolitano much. I still need to catch up on geopolitics. What will the Saudis do? Well, the Saudis are doing nothing. The Saudis are still too dependent on the United States. Jordan is too dependent on the United States. Turkey is too dependent on the United States, right? Egypt, these countries are doing nothing. There was one country that was helping the Palestinians. That country was Yemen. It was the only country that was actively helping the Palestinians. Only Yemen. And Iran wanted nothing to do with this, but when Israel decided to blow up their consulate, Iran had to do something. Otherwise, they would look weak in front of their people. Now, after NATO was defeated in Ukraine by Russia, these other countries like Saudi, like Egypt, like Turkey, like Jordan, once these countries trust Russia and China more than America for their, infrastructure and bribes and all this other stuff, right? Once these countries that I just named benefit more from their relationship with China and Russia than from the United States, everything changes, right? Suddenly, these countries will actually stand up to Israel. But for now, America still has a lot of say in what Turkey does and what Egypt does and what Saudi do. But very slowly, these countries are gaining their independence from the United States. I don't really have an opinion on the Hong Kong ETF. I think it's going to have pretty low volume. I think all the volume will still be in the American ETFs. I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I'm not expecting the Hong Kong ETF to be a game changer. I hope I'm wrong. And by the way, so this is what I wanted to pull up. If you go to BitBlock Boom, and maybe I'll talk about it next stream or tomorrow morning on a Financial Summit channel. If you go to the BitBlock Boom live stream or the Swan live stream, probably let's go to BitBlock Boom because on BitBlock, because Swan will have other content and BitBlock Boom doesn't have as much content. So if you look at the live stream and you find my presentation, I'm not sure where it is. I don't think this is timestamped. Oh, it was a 9-hour stream. Damn. Oh, that's Parker. Okay, I went on after Parker. Was Stefan Lavera, and then after Stefan Lavera was me. So that was the order. So Parker, then Stefan Lavera, then myself. There's Stefan. And I talked about on-chain analytics. My entire presentation was about on-chain analytics. So after these slides, right, I was doing after, well, this is not on-chain, but this is where on-chain analytics begins. So I made a whole new presentation. I don't normally cover on-chain analytics, but I actually enjoyed putting together this presentation. So you can go and check it out. It's free. Maybe I'll redo this presentation on the Financial Summit YouTube channel and talk about analytics. Let me pull up my best chart, and then I'll leave you with that. So this was one of the charts I really, really liked. It's called reverse risk chart. And from this chart, if I zoom in, you can see how historically what we have is a bottoming area, and then the tops don't come until we literally go through this middle zone. The last top came a bit early, but historically we do get into the overbought area. And this chart makes me very, very bullish that we still have a lot of room left. A couple of other charts that show you the top, the potential top where we can go, and they all have us going over 100,000. This is a chart created by Willy Woo, and why Willy Woo was so bullish in the last bull market, had his target at like 300,000. This chart had, I believe, a lot to do with it. It definitely undershot, so maybe this time we'll get lucky and it won't undershoot. But yeah, check out this presentation. Also, the pi cycle top. If you guys remember, I kind of poo-pooed this. I kind of ignored this cycle top. Now, in hindsight, we did go to a newer high, but also in hindsight, this pi cycle top was actually a pretty good indicator. I'm going to keep an eye on it this time, and we got plenty of room on that. So yeah, so this was my, also this is the projections into the next halving. All right, guys, I gotta go. Tomorrow morning, back with Matt McGregor on the Financial Summit YouTube channel. Please follow the Financial Summit YouTube channel. There's no politics on that channel. Check out the Financial Summit. Check out Unconfiscatable. Unconfiscatable will be in Vegas. It looks like I'll be doing less travel the rest of the year. I'm going to stay in Latin America, I guess. Really wanted to go to Dubai, so I'm kind of pissed over what happened. All right, guys, thank you all for watching. I had 500 viewers. There's not much I can say about the price of Bitcoin right now. We have to wait until Monday afternoon. Looks like we're going down a bit now that the futures have opened. Let me see where the futures are. 5-minute futures chart. The futures didn't crash. That's a positive sign. Always a positive sign when futures don't crash. I'm going to go to the daily charts here. Yeah, we crashed on Friday. Maybe it didn't open yet. No, it didn't open yet. Futures didn't open. Someone said futures opened. They didn't open yet. Futures will open in 40 minutes. So I have no idea if the S&P futures will crash or not. I don't really have a bear case for Bitcoin today. Check out the financial summit on Monday morning in New York time. So in about 12 hours, a little over 12 hours. All right. Stocks I couldn't make it to Dubai, but it is what it is. Thank you all for watching, guys, and see you all on the next one. Again, if Israel didn't bomb an Iranian consulate, if Israel did not bomb Iranian soil, I would be in Dubai tonight. I would be on a flight to Dubai, but I don't want to fuck around in that region. I don't, if they're gonna start firing, well, only one of those two countries have tactical nukes, right? But the other one will get them very quickly if Israel fires theirs. So I'm gonna stay in the Americas for a little while. Bye, guys.